We're about 20 miles from the Gulf of Mexico at Raymond James Stadium, just north of downtown Tampa, as we bring you the NFL on EA Sports. It's been a wild opening weekend to this point. Who knows what is in store tonight, as off we go for the Sunday night opener. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Here's carry number 1 for Rashad White. And he is hit behind the line of scrimmage. The defense with a statement on the game's first play.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. He'll find his running back, White.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up third down.
3rd and 6. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And this ball incomplete on third down.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line. What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up second and short. They'll look to throw. Got a man open downfield on the crossing route. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
This is a great example, Mike, of just how effective it is when you're efficient on early downs throwing the ball. I mean, when you can pick up first downs without getting to third down, as the game unfolds, things just get easier and easier. Take what the defense is giving you. Don't force the ball downfield. When you can stay ahead of the chains without having to get to third and have it plays, that's when an offense is really firing.
First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down. Now the Bucs will take their first time out. at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. Nice move. Slips a tackle. Gets forward for a gain of 2. Now they'll set up to throw. That is hauled in at the 5. And the 49ers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Trying to find a crease in there. It's a big pile of bodies, but he is going to come up short.
They keep it on the ground twice, Mike, and they have no success. So now if you're the play caller, that starts creeping into your head. Do you have confidence in a 3rd attempt, or now do you try to change it up and go play action and put the ball in the air?
So they've been stopped twice at the 1. Can they break through here on 3rd and goal? And he will take this one across into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. So on 3rd and goal, they run it in. Sometimes, Greg, that's 4-down territory. They didn't need to do it on 4th down. Taking care of it on the 3rd down for the touchdown.
Yeah, when you find yourself down here this close, Mike, you have to finish these drives off. I'm with you. I think he was going to give his back 2 shots there to punch it in, but he only needed 1.
So the lead stands at 6-0 as this one is kicked off. And this one is fielded in the end zone, will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground, and here's White. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Pass throws deep for Godwin. And he will score. Chris Godwin. Touchdown, Tampa.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. To return is Ricky Pearsall. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Timeout here, Tampa Bay. That is their second. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll go right and find his running back. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
I think the days where cornerbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle.
And he'll bring this across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4. 3rd down, 3 to go. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this 1st quarter. So 1 quarter in the books on our first Sunday night telecast of the year. A 1-point affair, 7-6 is the score. We'll have more from Tampa after this. So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. A handoff as they try to run it here. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. On play action, he'll set up to throw. This one intercepted. And the Buccaneers will have great field position as they take over at their own 45.
You know, Mike, anytime a team can go nickel or dime and come off the field with an interception, I just am constantly reminded of the importance of defensive back depth when you're building an NFL roster. I mean, think back. This is not the old NFL base 3-4, base 4-3. Offenses are going to roll out 2, 3, 4 high-level wide receivers at you in this pass-first modern era. If you can't roll out 5 DBs and all of them hold their own and be trusted to hold up, you are going to struggle defending these pass-first modern offenses.
2nd and a yard. Another run here with White. And he'll get a couple of yards, and that's good enough for the 1st down. He'll look to throw. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Here's a 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
They'll try and throw for it on 3rd and 1. He's got his man right side. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they're going to mark him inside the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 29, and it's first and goal.
First and goal. Quarterback thinks he's got a shot to take this one in himself. I think he's just a little late in his reaction and decision to turn into a runner. Defense has just enough time to get there. They stop him short of the end zone. Second and goal.
He'll try to run with White, and he's going to be stopped in the backfield. Taken down back at the 3.
In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offensive line goes backwards, and they take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Now, faking the give. To the end zone. It's intercepted. And the Niners are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Second down and 3. And that pressure too great. He's going to be sacked in the end zone. And that is a safety. So instead of playing safe, the defense brings the heat, bring the quarterback down, and they're walking off the field with 2 points.
In this situation, Mike, as an offense, you have to be prepared for the blitz. You know the defense smells blood. They want to come get you in the end zone and get 2 points. And that's exactly what they were able to do.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. His throw left side is complete. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart a 2-minute mode. And that's what they got here. Now they got to see if they can go down and steal some points.
And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
To the air now on first and 10. He's going to let this one go deep. A whole lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath. Just doesn't seem to me right now that he's seeing the field very well. I mean, that last possession results in the pick. You'd expect him to come back out here and be a little bit more careful with the ball. Find easier completions. Find the better matchup. But instead, he puts the ball back in harm's way, and he's lucky that wasn't another interception.
On third down, they'll throw from the gun. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. The Niners will use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. The Buccaneers forced to use their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. On fourth down, here's Logan Cook to punt. And he'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion. And then really, it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
Haven't even reached halftime yet, and we see this quarterback just continue to put the ball in harm's way and make bad decisions. He's lucky it didn't add another interception to his stat sheet, and as they approach halftime here, they got to regroup. He's going to have to make better decisions here in the second half.
Third down and 9. They'll motion over Samuel. On 3rd down, they'll try to get it on the ground. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. First and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Now a give up the middle. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Out of the gun, he'll throw. He'll get this complete to his man out of the backfield. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
A running back that can be used in the passing game is a handful for these defenses. And you can tell this offense, they're not shy getting this guy the ball. And I think the rest of this game, they're going to continue to see, hey, defense, do you have an answer for this guy?
Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
George Kittle was the intended target that time, and it's going to be fourth down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more. So touchdowns are always the primary goal of every drive. But when you find yourself down 3 here in the second half, you've just got to find a way to tie the game up. And they were able to do that here.
And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Throwing now on 1st and 10. Now a shot here, deep middle. Still going. And he will take this one in. 70 yards. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run. Got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. A quick throw right side. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Well, sometimes as a play caller, it's pretty easy. Get the ball into the hands of your best players. In this case, a wide receiver screen. Get it to him quick. Get some blockers out in front. Let him do the rest after the catch, and he picks up the 1st down.
He'll throw it left and has his running back. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down. The middle they go. Good defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple. Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on 3rd down. He'll try and get there on the ground. He's going to have a Niners 1st down. He'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
There's no doubt that you appreciate the toughness he shows here, Mike. I mean, for a quarterback to put his head down and pick up some tough yards, his teammates love it. But I'll tell you, his coaches, They want to see him protect himself, understand when he had enough to pick up the first down, to get down and live to play another snap.
They'll look to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is first down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early first down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike, touchdown, field goal. But either way, I'm coming away with points.
And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. Now they'll set up to throw. Look wide, get this one complete. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
A gain there of 11. First down, 49ers.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone.
All right, Mike, file this play away. If they're able to hold on and pull this game out, we're going to look back on this as the pivotal moment of this game. Oftentimes, it takes that one big moment to sway the outcome of a game, and no bigger play than a pick deep inside your own red zone.
The drive begins with a run by White. Now a loose football. The Niners have got it.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep that front point up.
He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. Handoff here, up the middle, and that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, that's it. Here's a 3rd down and 4. He'll get this out to the left flat. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. He'll drop to throw. He'll let this go towards the end zone. Whoa. And the Buccaneers are going to have it here as they'll start from their own 7. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. And Sunday Night Football continues after this. Here's 1st and 10. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
The rush gets there. He goes down back inside the 5-yard line.
Big-time opportune sack there by the defense. Mike, they're right on the cusp of field goal range. You can't allow this to become a two-possession ball game here in the 4th quarter. Massive 3rd down coming up here. See if they can get off the field and get the ball back to their offense.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From down near his goal line, he'll look to throw. He'll find his running back, White. The defense blows a chance to get off the field as the offense converts 3rd and 14.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense, and you don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock. But the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the 4th quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that 3rd down conversion is going to go a long way. Protect the ball, continue to pick up 1st downs. If they do that, I don't even think their opponent sees the ball again.
Quick throw, taken in. And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
He'll air it out down the middle. That is caught. And he's going to take this one all the way. 73 yards. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. Pearsall gonna return it. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's out wide. They're trying the tight end screen. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. He'll look to throw. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8. Back to throw. It's Samuel on the screen. A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free and gains nothing.
Well, let's give the defense a little credit here. You talk about read and reacting quickly. They recognize the screen right out of the jump, and he's able to beat the blocker to the spot and keep him to no gain.
Whoa. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they have an internal clock in their head. How do does my protection match up with the rush and the route concept I'm trying to attack downfield? In this case, he's looking downfield, realizes quickly this ball's got to come out, checks it down to his underneath drag, picks up what he can.
Here's 3rd and 7. Throwing now from the gun. That is brought in. And he is short of the goal line, but they are in business at the 1-yard line. They'll try to run this one in. And he will not get in from there. In fact, I think he was shoved backwards a little bit. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Second down, goal to go. They'll drop to throw. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down. Is caught. What a job to keep the play alive. Brandon Ayuk, touchdown San Francisco.
Well, that was step 1. The offense did their job, get this thing back within 1 possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
They'll throw out of the gun. That's pulled in, and they're able to tack on the 2-point conversion.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy's better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest.
And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchdown. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Shotgun snap and a give to White. And he's going to have the first down. Mark him at the 45 and move the chains.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them 5. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And the rush gets there. Down he goes. The Niners will use the first of their timeouts as they get it with just under a minute to go in this football game. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? On 3rd down, it's White. The Niners will use their 3rd and final timeout. Clock stops, 46 seconds to go. The Buccaneers getting their punter out there as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. This is 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. 19 yards right away to kick off this drive. On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. He's going to send it downfield for Ayuk. And he'll be out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35-yard line. It's a big play when they needed it the most. 37 yards. Pressure time, no timeouts to stop the clock as they get set here for a big 1st down. He keeps it himself.
He tried to buy all the time he could, but when he saw that space, he quickly turned from thrower to runner, and he's able to pick up a nice gain on 1st down.
Here's 2nd down. Out of the gun, he'll throw. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Now the Bucs will take their 1st timeout, and they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. This crowd into it now. It's 3rd and 2. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Yeah, he's trying to make the best of a bad situation here, Mike. Nothing open downfield. He thinks he can tuck it and get it with his legs. He ends up out of bounds, short of 1st.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. This is caught at 2. And this is going to be a touchdown. A game-tying TD here in the final minute.
Just a tremendous finish to what's been a tremendous game, Mike. I mean, not only do they get that late touchdown here in the final stages, but here with time winding down, they're an extra point away from taking the lead and likely coming away with a big victory.
Down to the final few seconds of this one as the kick is away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll come up for 1st and 10. He's got his running back downfield, and it's complete. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
So we get to a pressure kick, and here's Chase McLaughlin. This to win the game. That's long enough, and it's good! On target from long range. So fire the cannon. It's a win for the Bucs. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Buccaneers get the win, as we say so long.